one chance, I swear, I go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat your love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
I want you people to understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra.
Akara mi ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma chọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ehi niile ma nkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tigata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wusi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-emeghị omimi n'ime ya ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụghị kọwara m ọmụa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị ibe anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta ọ bụ nke ndị iro kọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye gara ndụ kpakụ onye rie niile ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe n'ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro ekwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji ekwu okwu ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi wee kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ewu ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo awakpafu n'obodo Naijiria kaja
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dị ka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu ọkụka mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha a na-egbu ha a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na o nwere ihe ekegbu
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. I appreciate everyone that have joined us wherever you are joining from. Like and share the program on our platform, share to family and friends, share to anyone that is close to you. Join us to spread the gospel as we are doing. We must continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. We must continue to expose the atrocities of the enemies. We must continue to say things where they are. Wherever you are watching from, I urge you to like and share the program. Let us have a very quick evening section, a very quick one, and we will end it and take our rest till tomorrow. I wish you all a very wonderful sit at home. It has been sit at home today. Sit at home, many of us participated in sit at home. For everyone that participated in the sit at home, I appreciate every one of you. I thank you for being part of the sit at home. Wherever you are and you join that very sit at home, I thank you for being part of the sit at home. I appreciate you for participating in the sit at home. Sit at home is very important. Don't allow anybody to deceive you and tell you that it's not important and you don't need it anymore. We need it now more than ever. We need to sit at home now more than ever. So if you have not been joining before, this is the time for you to join. If you have not been doing anything, this is time for you to get busy. Shout if you can shout, cry if you can cry, complain if you can. Use your platform to push this message at this particular point in time where we are. This is not the time to be silent and say it doesn't concern you. It concerns every one of us, and every one of us must get to work. So, my fellow Biafrans, I welcome every one of you to this our platform where we present Biafra as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. A platform where we present Biafra to the world as the only solution. As you know, we don't come to instigate violence, we don't come to preach hate. The only thing we do is to support the cause of freedom. Freedom of Biafran people, freedom of every indigenous person in the contraption called Nigeria. We will continue to do our part. We will continue to do our best. No matter the attack that we are facing, no matter the attack coming from east, west, north, and south, no matter the propaganda and blackmail, we will never give up. For as long as we are alive, as long as I'm alive, I will not give up. I will continue to speak as much as I can. Whether they will listen or not remains for those whom we are talking to. Their heart will continue to judge them. Their conscience will continue to judge them. And they will never escape the judgment. So, my fellow Biafran, wherever you are watching from, I welcome you to this very evening section of our program. We have done our morning section. This is evening section that will last about 1 hour or less than 1 hour, and we are done. So wherever you are watching us from, I urge you to please pay attention to every single thing we are going to say. It is all for our own good. It is all for our own good. Every message is important. Don't think that the message is not important. Preach as many times as you can, repeat as many times as you can, because we are in a very terrible situation. A very terrible situation that if you don't keep talk, it is going to be something else. Today, be sit at home, civil disobedience is one of the ways that we demonstrate. One of the way we show the world what is happening in Biafra land. When institutions fail, the people take peaceful action. Sit at home is not violence. It is not destruction. It is a message saying we are tired. We demand change. We need safety. Civil disobedience have always been a tool used when leadership breaks trust. And that is what we are doing today in the entire Biafra land. There is an international dimension to what we are doing. Judging from what is happening today, you see the whole world is watching Nigeria. The whole world is facing Nigeria and they are looking at what is going on. So this is the time for us to sit at home even more. After the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, this is the time we're supposed to sit at home more to draw the attention of the world on the situation in the contraption called Nigeria. The world must know Nigeria is not just dealing with crime, it is dealing with organized terrorism. What we have in Nigeria is organized terrorism, organized by the federal government itself. Organized by the federal government itself. When citizens sit at home in fear every Monday, the message goes beyond borders. The world must step in with monitoring, dialogue, pressure, human rights investigation. Silence is very dangerous. This is not the time to be silenced, whichever part of the world you are coming from. This is not the time to be silent. You must speak, add your voice, and say things the way it is. There must be accountability. Nigeria must be held accountable for every single crime it commits. Nigeria must be held accountable for the genocide against the Biafrans, against the Christians, against the indigenous people. They must be held accountable. Nigeria must rise above fear. Nigerians, you are afraid. You call yourself a one Nigerian, and yet evil is happening in the land that you cannot speak. The time is going to come when you will pay for every single thing you have done. Nigeria must confront terrorism head on, but they have refused.
They have refused. Even when they have the intel and information, they refuse. Instead, they join hand and sponsor terrorism. Leadership must be questioned. The leadership of Nigeria must be questioned for the terrorism activities that is happening in Nigeria. They are part and parcel of it. They know about it, but they refuse to do anything. Policies must be reviewed. Security must be prioritized over politics. Security must be prioritized over politics. A government cannot protect people has failed in its most basic duty. If a government cannot protect people, it has failed in its most basic duty, because the basic duty of a government is to protect life and property of its own people. That is the primary objective of every government. So any government that cannot protect the life of its citizens is a failed state, a failed government, and it doesn't want to last the next minute. Nigeria has failed, and if you're one of those who is thinking that something is going to change tomorrow and something will become better, you are a dreamer. Wake up from your dream and just know that Nigeria has gone and gone for good, and it is irredeemable. There are evidence to show that Nigeria is irredeemable everywhere. We have played a lot of videos here in this platform, and we will continue to play more videos to show the world that Nigeria is irredeemable. There is nothing you can do to redeem Nigeria. There is nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how you pretend. It doesn't matter how you try to do it. The more you try to pretend, the more they are being exposed. The more you try to corner things out, the more they are being exposed. There is nothing you can do to hide the truth that is out there for everyone. You cannot hide the truth. The truth that is there looking at everybody, and you think you can hide it. You cannot hide the truth. The truth will always be the truth. No matter how you try to hide it, the truth will always be staring to you in your face. The truth will always be revealed. The truth will always be before you. And I want us to say this. We will continue to show it for as many times as possible. The truth and nothing but the truth. No amount of propaganda, no amount of lies can change the truth. The truth will always remain the truth. And we are here to bring out the truth, to speak the truth, and to show the world the truth. I thank you, Kevin. There are still some men who are confident. There are still people who are strong. There are still people who are very bold to speak the truth regardless whatever you do. And we thank you, Kevin, for the President of the United States of America, President J. Trump, the president who has finally answered the call of duty. The call of duty, because the United States have been chosen by God to police the entire world, and they are doing the policing excellently well. So thank God that finally a man who can listen to the voice of reason, a man who can pay attention to what the clock is saying, has come to power. And let us hear what these people had to say on this very terrorism of Nigeria that is not going away anytime soon. Let's hear this report from Fox.
President Trump says the persecution and killing of Christians in Nigeria is, quote, genocide. Others say it's not quite that simple, but there is no doubt Nigeria has a major problem with mass killings and kidnappings of both Christians and Muslims, going back more than 10 years. This week, 2 more mass abductions at schools in the country's north and west. Hundreds of children taken from a Catholic school yesterday. One bishop urging action there.
Without quick intervention, Christianity risks elimination in parts of northern and middle belt Nigeria within a very short time. The church alone cannot stop the killings. It requires coordinated political, military, and humanitarian intervention. Mr. Chairman and members, the blood of Nigerian Christians cries out to you people. We cannot afford to wait any longer.
Let's bring in Reverend Father Rebelius Ahula of the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi in Nigeria. He's also the director of the Foundation for Justice, Development, and Peace. Peace, it seems, is in short supply in your country.
Thank you, John, for having me. And I want to thank you very much for this platform. Actually, there is no peace. Even though I heard the Foundation for Justice, Development, and Peace. we have been noticing for many years, we've been witnessing for many years killings and abductions like you just described. I come from Benue State, which is part of the middle belt of Nigeria, where we have documented these killings since 2001. So it's not just 10 years like people want to refer to. Maybe the peaking of the killings and abductions can be reduced to 10 years, but we have systematic documentation of these killings taking place as far back as 2001, when the Catholic Church in the diocese first opened an internally displaced people's camp. So we have experienced these killings and displacement for many, many years. It's not just 10 years.
Those 350 schoolgirls that were kidnapped, what happens to them? I mean, what are the chances of getting them freed, do you think?
Very little, sorry to say. And I say very little because this is not the first. If you have followed the history of Nigeria in the recent past, school girls were kidnapped in 2014. In 2015, others were kidnapped. There is a famous girl who was kidnapped in Dapchi alongside other girls that is called Leah Sharibu. She's not been returned to her parents, to her family up to now. The many others who have been kidnapped like that have not been returned. So I'm sorry to say, but I think that the chances will be very slim. Because these Islamists, what they do is that they either marry these young girls or they trade them off to other Arab countries. We hear that Libya is a transit point. In my own state, there is a case last week of some girls who were trafficked to those places. And so many of them will be sold, or many of them will be married to these militants themselves.
We have a map that shows the situation in your country. The north, largely Islamic, the middle part of the country, sort of a bit of a mixed bag, and the south is predominantly Christian. But we note the locations of the Boko Haram hotbeds. Boko Haram is perhaps the worst offender, is it not, when it comes to violence against Christians?
When Boko Haram started, it was the worst offender to violence against Christians. It started in the northeast of our country, in a place called Borno State. When it started in the 2000s, they used to be the most deadly Islamic group. As I speak to you today, the deadliest Islamic group will be the Fulani ethnic militias operating in the middle belt of the country, where you highlighted, and you have the picture very well. So the Fulani militants come in numbers. They are armed with AK-47s. They come on motorcycles. They surround villages, displace a lot of people, kill as many as they can. I'm sure you are aware of what took place this year in my own state. It's just some kilometers away from the capital state of Makurdi, in this city called Yelwata, where they came shouting Allahu Akbar, and they killed over 270 people. I have the names of every individual who was killed on that day. So this is not just happening in Benue State. Also, Plateau State has been very hit by this Fulani ethnic militia. So it is true that Boko Haram is deadly, but in the last 10 years or 12 to 10 years, the Fulani militants have overtaken Boko Haram in the brutality of killings that they're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, so much for the so-called religion of peace. Reverend
Exactly.
Father Remilius Hula, we wish you well, and we urge strength and prayers as you continue.
Thank you, John. I thank you for giving us this platform, because many times our stories have been stifled and no one wants to take our news.
Yeah.
So I thank you for giving us this platform. And please thank President Trump, who has brought this to the attention of the world. I think by his intervention, Nigeria is discussing this issue, and the world is getting to discuss this issue. Thank you very much for this.
The President of the United States is on your side, and that certainly helps. Thank you.
You have heard it. So they can continue to deny it for as long as they care. The more they deny it, the more facts are coming out from every angle, from every corner, People that are concerned are speaking. People who have been consumed are speaking. But in this time where all these are happening, yet, some of them prefer to be busy attacking Mazen Nandekan. You see them celebrating the sentence of Mazen Nandekan, celebrating the transfer of Mazen Nandekan to Sokoto. Very shameless people in Nigeria where a terrorist is the one they celebrate. And when we talk about terrorism, why it will not stop? The person today they make the vice president is a terrorist. He's a terrorist. And there's no way you can have terrorists as the vice president and you expect that terrorists will not take over. It's not happening. There's nothing you can do. No matter how you try to hide it, no matter how you try, like they do in their Al Jazeera. We have just watched Fox. Okay, now just watch and see how Al Jazeera is going to report theirs. Let us watch the report of Al Jazeera. Then you see that in this world, there are people that are bent only supporting evil. People who will never say things the way they are. People who go to their political correctness, they are doing something when they are doing nothing. Let us watch and see how Al Jazeera reported this very issue. Their own report is totally different from the truth of what is happening.
Right, let's speak to Balama Bukati, a security analyst in a Nigerian human rights in London. So just hearing there, Ibrahim, a journalist who's been trying to follow this story and even tried to get to the school but wasn't able, was pushed back. In general, this has been happening now for more than a decade. What happens to the children, such large numbers, when they are kidnapped, and are any of them rescued or returned back to their families?
I mean, you are right. This has been happening for more than a decade, and this is the 13th mass kidnapping of Nigerian children in the last since 2014. Over 2,000 students have been abducted in the 13th instance I mentioned. Typically, when these kinds of attacks happen, especially in the northwest and the north central parts of Nigeria, it is mostly for economic motives. What these gangs do normally is to keep these children in captivity for weeks, sometimes months, and extort ransom from either their families or from the government. And these ransoms can run into hundreds of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars before releasing them. In other cases, we have seen bandits keeping children on whom ransom have not been paid and impregnating them after serially raping them, especially female children. But the predominant motive is economic in that part of Nigeria. Of course, many people remember this northeastern part of Nigeria, where Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province have also been kidnapping students. And in some cases, we have been seeing them keeping those students for years. Like the Chibok girls, some of them are still with Boko Haram. It is very unfortunate because this indicates that Nigerian education system is under attack.
I was going to ask you about this with the education system, because how is this affecting the education system? But also, UNICEF says that the majority of schools don't even have early warning systems. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, this is badly affecting Nigeria's education system through closure of schools, hundreds of schools.
The lie there is that when these people kidnap, they take the life of most of the students, and some of them are never ever released. In terms of the warning you are talking, every time the government is giving warning, but they do nothing. The warning system is there. The locals even warn them. Information comes, but the government do something. But you see, Al Jazeera will report their own differently from what other people are
right
reporting.
now, and therefore our children's education will be interrupted. In many cases, children who have been removed from school so far from early marriage and other kinds of social issues that would keep them from school forever. And of course, that then risks creating a generation of Nigerian children who are studying under an atmosphere of fear and apprehension. And this is not good for learning. And in other cases, it is just constantly interrupted education. and this will affect Nigeria's productivity and our ability to compete with children from all over the world or even from other parts of Nigeria in years to come. When education is attacked, it also impacts on the legitimacy of the government because it is a symbol of civil life for students to be in school. And what we are seeing is continuing attacks. And you are right, some schools don't have early warning systems, but many schools located in jungles do not even have basic fencing. And therefore, these gangs just walk into the schools, walk away with the whole student body, and just disappear into thin air. And this is in spite of the declaration by the more than 10 years ago that it had introduced a safe schools initiative. It has not worked, it is not working, and Nigerian schools are extremely exposed.
So if that's not working, what is going to? Because as you said, it's been happening for more than a decade. Why has the Nigerian government and military been able to prevent these attacks that started in 2014? And do they need perhaps international help or assistance on this?
Yeah, so what is happening is that these terrorists and criminal gangs are constantly and increasingly targeting the softest targets. And there couldn't be a softer a primary school where you have children between the ages of 6 and 12, unfortunately. Why this is not working is because the Nigerian government is approaching this issue in the wrong way. After the Chibok kidnapping, the Nigerian government introduced a policy of protecting schools while terrorism and criminality is festering in the rest of the society. This cannot work. It is like isolating one part of the body, protecting it from cancer, while the rest of the body is being ravaged by cancer. If you want to protect schools, you have got to protect the whole community. And protecting the whole community requires a rapid response mechanism. It requires rapid enforcement system, which is currently not run in Nigeria. It also requires Nigeria's security forces to be on the defensive rather than being on the defensive as it is right now. Most of our security response is right now
offensive or defensive,
reactionary measures rather than something that can prevent attacks. And I think we need to do better in that. Nigeria needs to do better in protecting its borders through which arms and drugs are coming into the country. International intervention or support is needed, but only targeted international support, strategic international support in terms of intelligence sharing, in terms of bolstering Nigeria's air logistics capacity, training Nigerian security forces on early or rapid response system and rapid reinforcement systems, and also sending Nigeria arms and ammunition.
who are they going to train? Boko Haram. Nigeria has introduced Boko Haram to their military. When you give them logistics, they will hand it over to terrorists. When you give them information, they will hand it over to terrorists. When you want to train them, they will bring terrorists for you to train. How on earth will anybody work with Nigerian government? The only thing that you will see is chaos, failure in a country where the vice president is a terrorist. There is nothing to do that has to involve Nigerian government that will succeed in terms of fighting terror.
Intelligence equipment, which is lacking in some parts of Nigeria. But direct military intervention, especially large foreign troops on Nigerian soil, is not the way to go. That is going to cause political backlash. It's going to complicate the command and control in the country, and it is going to give propaganda material for terrorist groups operating in.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your thoughts. Mr. Bulama Bukarti speaking to us from London.
Thank you very much for having me.
That is the version of the Al Jazeera. You know their own version and what they believe. So you have, even in the midst of it, everybody agrees that the terrorists have taken over Nigeria. But how are you going to handle them? That is where people disagree. They do not want US to intervene. You don't want US to intervene. Where were you all this while? All this is were happening. You never spoke. You never did anything. You kept silent. And now that it has gotten to the highest level, you are now talking. Now that the US have raised their alarm and they want to take action, the same terrorists are the one protesting, sending delegates everywhere to speak. And it is a shame. It is a very big shame. If you think Nigeria is going to work, think again. Wake up from your sleep. It is not going to work. For you to know why the security will not work, insecurity will never stop. Shetima, the vice president, is a terrorist. And during their campaign, Shetima said he is going to take over defense. Shetima claimed he will take over the Senate. A terrorist claimed he will take over the defense. And today, that terrorist is in charge as a vice president. And I you, the defense you are seeing today under Minister of Defense Watawale is under Shetima. Look at where Shetima was boasting that he's going to take over defense. Before he became the vice president in their campaign, he said he would take charge of defense. A terrorist, a Boko Haram terrorist, said it, he would take over defense. And today, he has taken with Matawale. And you think that terrorists will stop. You think that Boko Haram will stop acting. You are a joker.
I've been in the theater of conflict for 18 years. I will lead the troops. My principal is an economic wizard from Lagos into the third largest economy in Africa. He will concentrate on the economy. By God's grace, I will handle the security arm. Not only handle the security arm, I will lead the troops to battle across the length and breadth.
Are you hearing this terrorist? The work of the vice president is supposed to be on economy. The only person that is the chief of army staff, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces is the president. Only the president. He doesn't share that position with anybody. But look at somebody, a terrorist, telling you that he is going to be the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Why the president will focus on economy, which is his own duty. The duty of the vice president, in fact, the vice president is in charge of the economic team. In every government, the vice president is in charge of the economic team. He is the leader of the economic team. But here, this man is boldly telling you that he is going to be the commander-in-chief. He will be the commander-in-chief while Tinubu will be on economy. And that is exactly what you are saying today. That is why Tinubu cannot command anything. Tinubu cannot make anything. They can take over Kwara State, continue to attack Kwara State. Tinubu will not do anything because Shetima is in charge. And Shetima selected Matawale, another terrorist, to work with him. Now you understand it better. The person that is speaking here is the vice president of Nigeria, Shetima, a Boko Haram member. Somebody who members of Boko Haram were captured in his house, who was accommodating them, hiding them, sponsoring them, buying materials for them. Him and the Minister of Defense. Look at him here. During campaign, he was telling you that he is going to be the chief of the commander-in-chief. And you people kept silent. You didn't believe him. Today, that terrorist is the commander-in-chief. And now you have seen how your country is secured. I want you to hear it from me again. That he will be a terrorist. He will be the commander-in-chief. Hear it from him again.
I've been in the theater of conflict for 18 years. I will lead the troops. My principal is an economic wizard who transform Lagos into the...
Did you hear that? He said he will lead the troop. He will lead the troop. Why Tinubu will be on economic side? He will become the commander-in-chief. Why Tinubu will focus on the economy? He said it even before they came in, and some of you thought it was a joke. Now it is happening.
Will transform Lagos into the third largest economy in Africa. He will concentrate on the economy. By God's grace, I will handle the security arm. Not only handle the security arm, I will lead the troops to battle across the length and breadth of this country.
Did you hear him? Did you hear a Boko Haram member? He told you he's going to be the commander-in-chief. Why Tinubu is going to be serving on the economy? Today, you are surprised why the insecurity cannot stop. Internet never forgets. This is the person that is your commander-in-chief today. This is your commander-in-chief today. The same way they gave Dr. Nanaski a ceremonial president. That is what Tinubu is enjoying today. That is what Tinubu is enjoying today. Why Boko Haram is in charge, running rampage, doing everything they like, and nobody stops them. Nobody stops them. Nobody there stops them. The Boko Haram is running rampage. You see Gumi going from places to places, making case for the terrorists. Gumi, including collecting ransom. Gumi will help the terrorists to collect ransom. I want you to see this one. Gumi collect ransom for the terrorists. Gumi himself. And he will take it and say it's just a transport money. You see the confession of people that gave him money. He said it's just a transport money. 800,000. 800,000 naira people gathered and gave him poor families. He told them it's a transport money. And he's going about everywhere.
And I just they do meeting, they do committee meeting, then carry us to Gumi site, and we do meeting, say we could meet Ahmed, I forgot the name. They invite one fee that they come, and we gather money, almost 800,000. We give her, so that one is a transport motor. And I started crying.
Did you hear that? They sat in a meeting with Gumi and co with other Fulani, told them to bring money and give to the terrorists. They rallied around and they got 800,000 and they gave to Gumi and his group. And they say that one is just a transport money from a poor woman, a widow. You see the story of a widow. From a poor widow who raised 800,000 and gave them to release her son. And Gumi and them told them that it's just transport money, that 800,000 is just a transport money. And that same Gumi is walking about in the national TV, still pleading and making case for the bandits. And you still believe that you have a country. They are in charge. Gumi, Matawale, and Shetima. They are ruling the country. Terrorists in charge of the country everywhere. You go to military, they are there. They are gradually assassinating all the genuine military men there.
And I just do meeting, they do committee meeting, then carry us to Gumi site, and we do meeting, say we could meet Ahmed, I forgot the name. They invite one fee that they come, and we gather money, almost 800,000. We give her, so that one is a transport motor. And I started crying. He said, me, I'm the wisdom. I don't have husband. I don't train this one to help me to know. Please, he said that one no concern. The person is a fly. They invite it come for one office for Kaduna. We just try to beg guy. He said no. He said until you pay so and money.
Just
we don't have much. Say almost 500 million.
Initially, they asked, they were after the government paying that money, 500 million. So after, anytime they call, like me in particular, they kept calling me, Madam, Kijeki Magana, the government, that I should go and talk to the government so that they will go and pay that money. So all I kept telling them was, I am a widow. I cannot have access to the government. Maybe if my husband were to be alive, maybe you know somebody who will help him to talk to the government. But I am a widow. I cannot have access to the government. So when they kept calling me for almost 2 weeks, I kept telling them the same thing. So at the end, they started calling that, okay, how much have you people gathered? I said, how much? Who are the people you are talking about? They said, the parents. I said, no. We are poor people. Most of us are widows, and even those that have their husbands and those that even have their wives, they cannot. They are petty. They are peasants. So they don't have any money to contribute. So he said, oh, People, if government does not pay, I said all we are trying to do is to see if the government can assist us. Okay, are you saying that if the government does not pay, you people will allow you leave your children? Okay, we have already killed one. That was what he told.
You see? But when Al Jazeera was reporting here, Al Jazeera and that reporter said they only collect ransom and they let the children go. Look at a victim telling you that they called her and they told her they have already taken the life of one of the children. This is a true report, a direct report from the victims. It's not coming there to bring people to come and speak grammar. I just showed the Jazeera where they were telling you one idiot came there begin to say they collect ransom as if it's just it is not just about the ransom. Most time people they kidnap lose their life even after collecting the money. It is a very serious situation. The terrorists are in charge of Nigeria. If you like, believe it. If you don't like, leave it. It is up to you. Somebody like Gumi is not supposed to be going around. If at all, the federal government of Nigeria, the sensible people are in charge of the government. Gumi is not supposed to be free. Gumi is not supposed to be free. He's supposed to be under lock and key. Gumi is supposed to be arrested. But because the government is not in charge, the terrorists are in charge, Gumi has the guts to even come out and accuse people, to even come and make case for the terrorists, shamelessly and boldly, and still nothing will be done. Nothing will be done. He even come and he accused IPOB, begin to compare IPOB to bandits. How can any sensible person compare an agitating group, a freedom fighting group, to terrorist group? How can you do that?
Attacking the bandits will be a mistake. Negotiate with them instead. The cause of all this chaos is because they are not included in the budget. So USA attacking them.
You can imagine. This man is advocating that the bandits should be included in the budget. This man is threatening that the bandit should be included in the budget. You must not attack them. And he is walking around with security, speaking boldly in different platforms. Look at him. Hear it directly from him. Hear what a man is saying. Hear him.
Attacking the bandits will be a mistake. Negotiate with them instead. The causes of all this chaos is because they are not included in the budget. So USA attacking them will cause more chaos in the country, right? The best solution is negotiation with them, and they should be included in the budget. And we use only negotiation can solve these issues. Give them whatever they want for peace to reign.
Imagine that they should be included in the budget. Give them whatever they want for peace to reign. What do they want? Ask me, what do Boko Haram want? What do Fulani herdsmen want? What do these bandits want? They want your land. They want you to be Islamized. They want to take over your territory. That is what they want. And this idiot is advocating that they should be put in the budget. And some of you are sitting there. You are sitting down thinking that you still have a country. You are sitting down when you hear idiots like this come on national TV and speak. You are not worried. You are not worried. And now look at what he has to say when it comes to IPOB. Look at what he has to say. Listen to what Gumi has to say to IPOB. A devil incarnate. This is the leader of the terrorist group in Nigeria. Every terrorist group in Nigeria, he is their leader, the organizer, trying to take over the entire nation.
When you ask a battery of questions, how do you expect me to convince you? Let me step one by one. IPOB is attacking the police, is attacking the army, is attacking INEC, government institutions, killing our men in service, and the herdsmen are kidnapping children not to kill them, to get money. So how can you compare somebody who's...
Did you see him? I just played a video where the victim told you that they called them and told them they have killed the children. They have killed one of the children. And this idiot that is talking here, the bandit, the one that we are holding meet recently, came to the meeting with the uniform of a soldier that they killed. The policeman they murdered. But this man will come online and tell you that they are not killing anybody. And he will accuse IPOB. IPOB is only facing the terrorists in the forest. Most of them in uniform. The Boko Haram that have been recruited into the military, coming to Biafran land to take innocent life. They are the people that IPOB are confronting. IPOB don't involve in anything called kidnapping, let alone talking about children. IPOB don't involve in any kidnapping. But this bandit, this idiot is making a case for, comparing them with IPOB. They kidnap children, they rape children, they murder children, they kill them, even after paying ransom. I have played confession of a lady now. If eyewitness account, I have played their own confession here, where the woman was saying that they called her on phone. They say, since you cannot get that money, if you think we're not serious, we have killed one of the children. And look at how this man is saying about it. This man is saying ordinary kidnapping of children, that it doesn't matter. They only need money. You can imagine.
And the herdsmen are kidnapping children not to kill them, to get money. So how can you compare somebody who's killing our gallant men in the armed forces directly, attacking them, to somebody who's kidnapping children to make money, not to kill them? Look, we need some fairness in what we are doing.
Can you believe what this idiot is saying? And he's saying these things on national TV. On national TV. And they keep on inviting him. He keep on vomiting this nonsense everywhere he goes. And nobody sees anything wrong in what he's saying. Nobody is seeing anything wrong in what this bastard is saying. Nobody sees anything wrong in it. And some of you still hope you have a country. Some of you still think you have a country, right? You still think you have a country. Don't worry. It is going to come to your doorstep. And only that time you will understand what we are talking about. When it comes to your doorstep, you will now be forced to understand what we are talking about. I want you to see another evidence of the evil that this Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, terrorists are doing. These are all bunch of terrorists. Now you understand why Muhammadu Buhari and this idiot baptized them to bandits.
Sir, yesterday I spoke bitterly at Kubon, a village in Bai district, because of the killings. These people came and they killed 7 people. What actually pains us most is it has already been in record that the moral man has never attempted attacking a person. We have never done that. We've been piping our youths. And indeed, the moral man is a law-abiding person. Yet, these people, they are persisting. What actually is paining us most is when our youth, stand to defend, to react, the security personnel are fighting us.
Did you hear that?
They are fighting us. Most of the casualties in the hospitals, they were injured by these soldiers.
You see?
I don't actually know. Have they come to secure the life of people or to fight the people?
You see?
Knowingly that the Fulani man is the man that is always attacking us. They knew, and they have done nothing about it. Besides that also, I want to say this to your hearing, Commissioner of Police. Hear this very, very well. The people used to come with sophisticated weapons.
They're not going to hear them.
Sophisticated weapons.
They won't hear you.
I have an exhibit of what happened. What is this? What color? Which color is this? Is it not army green? This is what they use. But when our boys will stand with their local, I say local, just local make go, to protect their land, your people will fight them and will also collect it. We are bitter about that one. We are bitter about that one. And so we want to say this categorically, that if these people will not, if they will not support us, if they will not support us, please clear them away. What happened at Yambas? What happened at Yambas? The soldiers were sending our youth away, and the Fulani people were burning our houses, and they didn't stop them. And they just stood, and they allowed them to burn our houses. Nothing was done about that. Sir, enough is enough. What this woman has just said, I want to emphasize on that. People saw it. After the killings, the soldiers brought 3 kilos, and they convey all the Fulani man back.
You see?
How do we interpret that?
Imagine.
That is our grievance.
Imagine.
Thank you for coming, creating your time to come.
Imagine. Can you imagine? Unbelievable. After the Fulanis have committed the havoc, the soldiers will bring vehicle, carry them back to where they come from, not arresting them. The only people they arrest is the villagers who are protecting themselves. This is eyewitness account. How can you see this kind of a thing, and yet you want the United States to come and work with Nigerian government or give them information? Anybody advocating for that, may God punish that idiot. Anybody that will advocate that United States will work hand in hand with Nigerian government, may God set fire on you and your family. You can imagine this testimony. You can imagine the testimony of this man, that the military will protect the Fulanis that want to fight. They will first of all disarm the villagers that are using den and local gun. Disarm them. And this man has said it, that there are people that are even in the hospital where the people that was injured by the military bullets. The military shot at their own people. And what did they do? They carry the Fulanis in their own vehicle and return them back to where they're coming from. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? When we say that Nigerian government is under the terrorists, they are in charge. They are running the affairs. Matawale and Shetima, these are hardcore terrorists. Confirmed, it is not a suspicion. You and I know, except you are not online, you are not following. If you are on this social media, you are watching, you will know that these people are born terrorists and they are holding key position. You see Shetima telling you that he will be the commander-in-chief while Tinubu will monitor economy. You can see. That is what is happening today. That is what is happening today. And you are surprised. May Chukwu Okike have mercy on all of you who have refused to see reason. You don't want to fight for your future. You don't want to fight for your life. Don't wait. You are going to fight by fire, by force in your grave. When the time comes, you will speak for your grave. Your forefathers will ask you in your grave, why didn't you fight for yourself? Why didn't you speak up? Your forefathers will ask you, why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you fight? Why did you keep silent in the face of this evil? Your forefathers are going to ask you a question. Prepare yourself to answer. Prepare yourself to answer this question because it is to come. The question is going to come whether you like it or not. That time is fast approaching. That appointed time is fast approaching. And every man will pay for their own. He took Mazen Nandekan, a man that made a revelation, a man that saw tomorrow. They brought him, they used Turubu and Omotosho to convict Mazen Nandekan and jail him for life. As if that is not enough, they took him to Sokoto. And the whole world is silent. We will never be silent. And I thank Chukwuka that people are not silent. That some people are speaking up, even individuals, one man squad. People are speaking on different places. People refuse to be silent. And wherever you are, you must not be silent. Continue to speak any place you are. Don't wait for anybody. If you can speak, speak. If you can fight, fight. Do not wait for anybody. Don't wait for anybody.
Nnamdi Kanu is never a terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is never a terrorist. George Obasanjo, you are a liar. George Obasanjo, you are a liar. The Federal Court of Nigeria, you are a liar. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is never a terrorist. That's not the reason why you people they bury Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist. Somebody that has never killed anybody. Somebody that has never kidnapped anybody. Somebody that has never gone down the justice. So why are you people labeling Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is never a terrorist. Enough is enough. This is abuse of power. Let me tell you one thing. The judge that sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist is working for Tinubu. He's working for the APC government. Yes, everybody come outside. Let us say enough is enough. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is never a terrorist.
That is somebody they are making his point. And we Biafrans, any place you are, do not be silent. Do not be afraid. Don't allow fear to consume you. Don't allow them to inundate you with fear. So many of us can no longer speak. So many are running into their. So many of us are silent. So many of us are scared. We cannot even air our opinion. Our Igbo people. I am not going to mention the politicians alone again because I'm not even going to mention them anymore because politicians, we know their stance. We know that the politicians are on their own. We know the politicians themselves were the people that jailed Mazen Nandekan. The politicians in the southeast, they were the people that reached the agreement to jail Mazen Nandekan for their own selfish interests. We know that. It is no longer a news. We know that everything that has to do with the jail of Mazen Nandekan is the politicians in the southeast. They are involved directly and indirectly. And when we call them out, we are unapologetic about that. So come here to begin to ask them, why didn't they talk? Why didn't they do this? They have done what they want to do. The politicians in the southeast, all they wanted to do is to silence Mazen Nandekan by all means possible. That's what they wanted. And they have succeeded in doing what they want to do. But what about us? Are we going to keep silent? Are we going to watch them? Should we be silent and say, oh, there's nothing we can do? We can never be silent. We are on our own. And as we are on our own, we are going to fight for ourselves. We will fight our battle. Every one of us in Biafra land, we will fight our fight. Nobody is going to fight a fight for us. Nobody is going to fight the battle for us. This battle is our battle. We will fight the battle and we will win it, whether they like it or not. We will win it, whether they like it or not. The greatest mistake the United States to share intelligence with Nigeria, with everything that happened. It is sad. It is sad. But I tell you, what will kill a man will kill a man. Once you are marked for doom, nothing is going to save you. Nothing is going to save you. Nothing is going to save you. No matter whatever you do, you will not be saved. Every single one of us must continue to speak out. We must continue to voice out wherever you are. Do not be silent. Do not be intimidated. Do not allow the enemies to take over you. We must not be intimidated. Every one of us must continue to speak out wherever you are. Regardless what happens, regardless what you see, regardless what you hear, we must continue to put our faith on Chukwu Kabiam for a better thing to come ahead. So my fellow Biafrans, we have come again today. And as we have come, we will continue to speak. We will continue to do what we have to do. We will continue to air our opinion. We will continue to speak our voice. And before we go, we have to go and take some update. Let us go and take some update from their media. Let us take some update from their media. You know, always we go to Sahara Reporters because that is where we can be able to get some information that looks a little bit sensible. Some information that looks a little bit sensible. So let us go to Sahara Reporters and see the report they have before we end the program. Let us see some information, the update, latest update. Latest update. Let's see what we have. Latest update before we end the program, because it is very important to keep you updated. We will not ignore any information. This is a time to keep people informed so that nobody will say, I didn't hear. You will not say you did not hear. Don't say you are not told. Oh. Look at it. Boko Haram faction behead 2 women in Borno community over alleged charm use, idolatry. You can imagine. Boko Haram faction beheads 2 women. They cut off the head of 2 women in Borno community over alleged charm use, that they were using charm. They cut off their head. 2 women. You can imagine. This is happening in Nigeria 7 hours ago. This is the country. A country of particular concern. And when we say it, people will think it is made of. When we say it, people will not take it serious. They think we are just talking. Look at this one. Egbe vigilantes repel early morning bandit attack on Kogi community. You see, Kogi. They attacked Kogi, and luckily for them, their security repelled it. And this security is not Nigerian security, local security. Suicide bomber attack Pakistan paramilitary headquarters, kill 3, injure several. That is what you see. Those who are praying for Islamic nation, you can see it. You haven't seen nothing. Look at this one. Hunter, who helped security agencies tackle bandits in northern Nigeria, faces 45 years jail term. You can imagine. Hunter, who helped security agencies tackle bandits in northern Nigeria, faces 45 years jail term. somebody that helped to fight the bandit. You can imagine. A hunter that helped to fight the bandit. Finally, they want to jail him. Who knows what he has done? Of course, once you are serving in Nigeria or you're working for Nigeria, expect that in a terrorist government, if you're fighting against their terrorists, the ones they are soldiers they're using, they will take you down. They will rope you in with one thing or the other and they will take you down. Bandit attack force northern Nigeria. Bandit attacks force northern Nigeria to shut schools, and out of school figures exceed average. Northern Nigeria schools are shut down. I have said it that Southeast remains the safest place. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter their false flag operations in Biafra land. Still yet, Biafra land remains the safest place in Nigeria today. Biafra land remains the safest place in Nigeria today. Tinubu government failure to protect school children is a crime. Ex-education minister, obviously, what they say. That's the only one you will talk. This obvious Ezekwesili doesn't care about our people, only about politics, how to get power, how to become a president. These are people who are talking of one Nigeria. Fresh tanker overturned, block Lapai Agade Road, week after explosion killed dozens in Niger. That is it. This is what you see in Nigeria. Bad news everywhere. You can never see any sensible news anywhere. Showore fought Nigerian civils over explanatory visit to U.S. congressman. These are the kind of things. Every news about Nigeria is always bad news. Look at this one. IPOP lawyer says Kanu's appeal without political backing will be dead on arrival. IPOP lawyer says Kanu's appeal without political backing will be dead on arrival. Who said that? That is it. You see, Osakome. These are part of the government people. These are people who are they are part of the government. They are part of the government. These are all orchestrated plan with all of them. Israel sacked 3 general, disciplined senior officer over failure leading to October 7 attack. Of course, Israel doesn't mess up. You mess up in Israel, you are gone. It's not Nigeria where you will take terrorists and put in positions. You take terrorists and you give them positions, and you continue to talk rubbish every day. That cannot happen in the state of Israel. Look at this one. Full list of 265 people and staff members still held by bandits. 262 staff members and people held by bandits. They released their names. I think Abubakar officially joined ADC says these ones are just busy. Busy with politics. They don't care about the insecurity. These are the Fulani people. They don't care. Or they care about, they're already planning how to come into power again, to continue to do what they are doing. How to come back to power and continue to construct their nuisance. That is all they do. Let's see what Ejimako has to say. What did Ejimako say? Nnamdi Kanu's transfer to Sokoto prison threatens ability to file appeal. You see? So the transfer they made to Nnamdi Kanu is something planned. They intentionally took him to that place to make sure that he cannot apply, because Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has to make the appeal by himself because he is defending himself. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has to make the appeal by himself because he is standing for himself in the case. And because of that, they know very well that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is standing for himself. So they try everything they can to be able to stall the case. And that is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. They know how to manipulate. Mass abduction. Nigeria over-reliance on military for internal security is flawed, says CISLAC. Of course. But when we protect ourselves, they will call us name, even though they know that they can't protect. Jigawa Governor Namadi spent 437 million in 3 months on government house vehicle. Nigeria. Bad news everywhere. Plateau State is under siege. Association condemned lawmakers over silence as killing spread. Plateau State. That's the state of Gowon. Gowon, who killed the Biafrans, who they used to start this genocide. The genocide started from Gowon. Gowon is supposed to be in the Hagues. Supposed to be in the Hagues, but he's still walking about. Terrorist commander brag about abduction in KB. Of course, they will brag. Why wouldn't they brag? Why wouldn't they brag? Look at him. They brag about the abduction. In their video, they make video, they brag. There's nothing you can do. If you talk, they'll come and kidnap another one. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Terrorists are in charge, and what they like is what they do. If you don't like it, it is up to you. Nigeria presidency says US has promised intelligence support. Mad people. Which US? US promised intelligence support. You and who? Idiots. Bunch of idiots. That is the greatest mistake the US can make, to exchange information with Nigeria. To exchange information with Nigeria. That is arrant nonsense. The futility of Nigerians' obsession with label is Leonard Kashim Sheba. These people, there's no good news in Nigeria, nothing. It is terrorism, 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 abduction, 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 right, left, and center. Before you finish reading one, you see a new one. Before you finish reading one, atrocities everywhere, destruction of life and property. That is what you see in all their news. If it is not stealing by the NNPC, it is not fraud. If it is not fraud, it is bandit. If it is not bandit, it is one other evil or not. There is no good news. You can never see any good news from it. Ex-minister Chidoka appeals for calm in Southeast. Dialogue over Nnamdi Kanu's life sentence. You see, every of these criminal politicians, they tell you calm, calm down, calm down. These are the people that handed Mazen Nnamdi Kanu over to the caliphate. Every one of them, they say calm, 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 calm. Ask them, what are you doing? What are you doing that will make the people calm? You're telling them calm. Calm so that you do what? Nothing. Calm so that you do nothing. Calm so that you can be able to continue your politicking. Calm so that you can focus on your politicking and continue your election. God will punish all of you. How constant exposure to distressing news impact our mind and bodies? Distressing news is the order of the day in Nigeria. Where can you get it? Which news? Where will you find a better news? The whole news in Nigeria is distressing news. You can never see any sane and responsible news about Nigeria. It's all distressing news every day. US can't turn blind eyes to Nigeria. Nigerian Christians being persecuted daily, says lawmaker Really More. US can't turn blind eyes to Nigerian Christians being persecuted daily, says lawmaker Rally More. The greatest mistake US will do is to exchange intelligence with Nigeria. If they do that, they have failed it woefully. If they try to do that, they have failed woefully. When I mean woefully, I mean failed completely. Any attempt for US to say they want to exchange information with Nigeria, that is the end of the story. That is the end of the story. So, my fellow Biafrans, you have seen these updates, and we will continue. We are going to come back here tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwuka, and tomorrow morning we will continue. I appreciate everyone that participated in the sit at home. Thank you all who will be part of that sit at home. Continue to do your own part. I am doing my own here. Do your own. Anything you can do, any way you can support, please continue to support. Chukwuka will strengthen us as we continue. I appreciate everyone that have been part of this program. May Chukwuka guide and protect you. And may Chukwuka guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I pray that Chukwu will guide and protect him. I pray that Chukwu will guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Semanekwa. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. as always. Stay blessed. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It's very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they